Welcome back to the Bazaar. I'm Inko, and today I want to show off the state of poison builds in the current meta. Because generally speaking, I feel that weapon builds, in particular Square Pig and any sort of weapon Vanessa, but in particular one weapon Vanessa, dominate the current meta. I think with generally lower health from lower levels, those builds are very, very strong. So when I sit down to play Vanessa and grind out ranks on the ladder, I am largely planning to go weapon Vanessa. Sometimes the game tells you you can play the best Pufferfish build of all time on day 2, or you can go out of here with nothing and try your luck with a pet rock and a bayonet. So this is a run where, having been strongly incentivized to run poison, I do the same thing. I decide to go into poison. And I really enjoy this run as a showcase of what the current meta is, just how many aggressive builds there are, and what you can do to counterattack your own build against terrifying one weapon stuff and try to find ways to have not so much a good build for your poison Vanessa, but a good build against the field of other builds you're seeing. Anyway, enough preamble, let's get into it. Another run, another kit. Let's see what it holds for us. 1 gold tier skill or 1 medium silver tier item and 1 silver tier skill. I really like having an opening economy to play with. If you take just a skill, you have nothing to sell. So I'm gonna go with this. It heard I wanted economy and it fucking delivered, apparently. I can't do anything fun with mysterious creature. Botanical item is probably what I want to do. A poison item is an economy choice. If I go to middle, I can buy a total of 1 item right now, so it's not a great stop. That was a great stop. I wasn't expecting a poison item I actually cared about. We just gonna go hit the snake with a shovel, I guess. Anyway, as always, the first fight's basically waiting for Sandstorm, or in this case, waiting for Shovel, but all the same, with substantially less time available this time, it's time for a call to action. If you aren't subscribed, I'd encourage you to hit that button, and I'd appreciate it if you could give the video a like while you're down there. It really does help the channel grow, and I really do appreciate it. Getting back to the run, though, Gland is still fine. There's not really any misses on Viper other than the Fang. At least Gland gives you regen, which is huge in the early game. Double Puffer? I could just go to Quixel, but she's a 4 gold reroll. I don't have that much money. I think I just want to go Abandoned Chest, take an upgrade hammer, and have the hammer to play with down the line. Are there any weapons that also shield on Vanessa? That's unfortunate. I don't think there are any that haste, and B1 and B2 are here much too early. Yeah, I just have to go to Ayla, even though it's not a great Ayla.
Any good fights lately?
Do I just take a rifle because it's better than a shovel? Is it? No, it's notably worse than a shovel, actually. Do I roll? Do I upgrade hammer the puffer and just go into the fight with that? I'm going to roll. I don't think I want any of those. 75, 40. That is 115. It's not enough to kill in 2 hits, so even assuming we have the time to do that's optimistic, but I wanted to think. Pet rock with a bayonet? It's probably less damage than Pufferfish. It's 18 every 5, so yeah, it's going to be immediately outclassed. I am going to take these.
I fight alongside you.
Are they better than the shovel? No, because I don't even get the crit chance. For the time being, we're just taking the Pufferfish into the fight for PvP. I don't foresee this fight going well, but it's possible someone has less than me.
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of storms. We're out to dethrone a king, not to
Kyber drone skill. He doesn't kill me with the if he crits. He didn't get the 25% to auto win. So I think I actually win. The shovel is gonna more than counteract the shell. The lighter's gonna do nothing, and the poison's going to ramp very hard. The 5 regen might be the reason I don't win, actually. No, I think I still get him. I'll be at 24 poison, or sorry, 18 poison when the Sandstorm gets here. Yeah, we got him. Pufferfish just hard carries the fight. As a general rule, early game poison, like day 1, day 2, poison just wins the fight automatically if your opponent's build isn't good, and my opponent's build is missing a lot. Although I am talking about a shit for someone who had a 1 in 4 chance to instantly lose the fight. Oh, 4 silver items. I assume that's not a kit. I assume he spent all of his gold at B1, B2. Don't do that. You want to go to B1 and B2 on like day 3 or late day 2? so that you actually upgrade like an insane number of items and get crazy value out of it, because you're gonna buy bronze items after if you do it on day 1. Random silver item, don't have the gold for curio or a burn item. I'm gonna take a random silver item. Yeah, it's aquatic. If I'm relying on Puffer for a while, then I want that.
Place to store the rest of the tyrant's gold.
I mean, with Puffer on board, it's pretty obvious what I do here.
Maybe I'm getting better.
What did I dig up? Light bulb. It's something. I guess I want it between those since I'm a slow build. So I've heard conflicting reports. I personally have gotten upgrade hammer while I had an upgrade hammer in inventory, and it just didn't give me a second hammer. Other people have said it did work for them, implying the bug is more complicated than that. I have no idea how it works. It should give me a second one if it works correctly. If I go to middle, I have a chance at fishing rod, and fishing rod is very, very good. I just don't have much money. I can buy 1 item, maybe, from middle. I'm gonna take a random skill here, actually. I would consider the silver tier upgrade hammer if I didn't think it was bugged, so I'm just gonna take a skill. That's very good. I wasn't expecting monster skills from that. Rogue Scrapper should just go down to Pufferfish, and Seaweed keeps me up, so yeah, I think I just click that and we're done. Rust is, as always, incredible. With the Seaweed, I don't mind Medkit like I usually would. I'm looking for pearls if I'm playing Pufferfish Poison, so Scrap's actually quite good, and these are worth the most money. I just don't want Gear Nola or Barbed Wire, ideally. Hey, crit heal. We're back to full. You know, I thought it would be like more clearly in my favor as the sandstorm got here. We are going to win, but it's not quite as close as I thought it, or it's not quite as one-sided as I thought it would be. I say this, I win at almost 200 health. That's about as one-sided as early fights can get. It just took forever to get there. It felt sketchy. Rust is very good. Start of combat slow, which can trigger start of combat freeze. I don't really want to go to Ayla. I no longer even want these. I bought these at a point in time where it wasn't obvious that Puffer was the route I was going to get pigeonholed into. With the Seaweed at this point, I feel locked in. I have friends I can go to that for experience or get a non-weapon item. Experience events are so rare that I'm going to take the friend option here and play hide and seek with the guy. And we go Kina for non-weapon items, which is most of a Pufferfish build. Hey, there's most of a Pufferfish build. Just, yeah, give me all of that, actually. Do I roll? I mean, don't be greedy. How much more could you possibly want? This goes off every 4. Puffer goes off every 4 as a result of this getting triggered. So it's the same as having Chum there. Currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bronze items that I can get upgraded at B1, B2, but if I roll, I go down to 2 and come up to 7 and can't go B1, B2 at the start of the next day. Well, I could sell a silver item, so it would be fine. I am going to roll then, because I can sell the silver off the shovel too. I think I want that seashell. I do.
I'm so glad we could share this experience.
All right, that's an insane poison build, and because I did the 3 experience fight and got the experience option, that levels me up for this. I think you've got to take 8 gold here. So these guys are actually paying for themselves because of that event. Yeah, I just need the gold. And my board just went from good for day 2 to like very nearly unbeatable for day 2. Is there anything important I can do here? Like, I think I just put in the piranha because it's aquatic. The pet rock does nothing, the bayonet does nothing, the shovel takes up too many spaces. I don't want to use this yet. I can get more money in war region by waiting, and one region will not determine this fight. Yeah, that seems to be the play. This seems very, very good.
My fight isn't with you, but if you insist...
I don't really value the day 1 fight at all, so even though this duty doesn't have a win, it doesn't make me think he's weak. Defense grid, left-handed, pulse rifle, shield core scaling, induction aegis with the first aid, and like the build is solid. But compared to what I'm doing, this is not going to be close. Oh, I want this the other way around, because... Actually, no, this is going off every 4, jellyfish is going off every 3. By no intent of my own, I've completely messed it up. Oh no, Jellyfish is not full haste uptime. It's very close. Wait, is this only adjacent friends? No, it's adjacent aquatics. I must have just missed all. I thought it didn't get haste on one of those uses. This is faster. I think the Jellyfish is marginally faster because of the Pearl with its haste uptime than the Pufferfish, which is going off roughly every 4 seconds versus roughly every 3. They both did 30 poison with the same number triggered 4 times. So I feel accurate in that call. Ton of healing, ton of shielding, minutes for day 2. I've got crab skill, poison skill, and leftmost shield. What did we dig up? Chris Army Knife. Not for this build, but generally good. We go non-weapon items, see what it's got. As much as I like an early Crow's Nest, this is kind of not the build for it. That's just a roll. Nothing for me here. I'm locked into poison at this point. Elucerant. I'm looking for B1, B2 anyway, so it'll upgrade to silver when I float it and it won't cost me anything. I may as well take it. I can't go to JJ. I just gotta click on this when I see it. Retiree. This is probably better on board here. Yeah, it's definitely gonna go off way more than anything else for the most haste, for the most Pufferfish. I'm going to assume Pearl's still going off more than Pufferfish. I don't know that to be true, but it feels right to me. And Retiree should be no problem. He's just generally not threatening in the first place, and we deal a ton of poison. He has a lot of heal items, but they're not that fast. He's just purging 3 poison every 4 seconds. We should be doing about 12 poison every 4, so we're good. Yeah, that's so much poison. We've generated 400 shield. It's up to 400 healing. For day 3, this is absolutely insane. And it's not even like I'm that vulnerable to rush down because I have the crab skill. Is the crab even in the game? I'm not sure if I've seen him. He might not have been re-enabled. Anyway, we got bandages. It's fine. I can't imagine it goes in my board. I'll find more aquatic shit. With no reason to go to either of those, I think we just push Scout Trooper every time. Can't imagine we die. After seeing the amount of healing and shield we just had, this should be a walkover. I'm a little bit scared of like a burst Vanessa, just because they might be able to deal 480 before I start really going off, but they more or less have to kill me in under 6 seconds, which is doable. Just like 1 silver grenade crits 200 damage with no skills. But generally, when I'm beating Scout Trooper this hard, it's a good sign for my day 3 odds. Weak point detector. I just sell silver items here because I don't want to sell bronze before I go to B1, B2.
Another empty chest.
Upgrade to bronze tier item, normally great, doesn't actually do anything. We're going bronze tier skills.
Oh, hi. I mean, greetings.
That's a big upgrade. I mean, I just have to take that. It's gotta be right.
Way too skilled for my humble abilities.
I am going to rotate this because I think it's about to be going off more on Pufferfish as our board gets wider with more aquatic items. Although I don't actually have enough aquatic items to fully fill it out right now. Oh, hey, it's B1, B2. Speak of the devil.
We're part shop, part museum.
We're going to upgrade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 items for 8 gold. That seems all right to me. Seems like a good deal.
The keener the blade, the quicker the fight.
These last 2 items suck. I think it makes a ton of sense to go to Kev, but it also just makes a ton of sense to put 2 poison on Pufferfish, right? Yeah. I'm gonna do this because I know I'm gonna need it for scaling down the line. 16 poison Puffer, day 3. Full board. This hammer is just going to be on the sidelines for a very long time. I never found a place to dupe with it. I can upgrade it down the line with my guaranteed upgrade to try to dupe later if I don't have something I see as super important. As for the rest of this, I obviously want to keep the shovel. I'll sell the gland now that I got the upgrade on it. I can't really imagine losing to the pig.
You should know, I'm a bit of a legend.
What on earth does pig do that kills me on day 3? Like the most fucked up burn build of all time, maybe. He's got trained, and that is a square pig without a crook. In fact, it's an entirely bronze board. He has arms dealer and only 60 more health damage despite being a pig, because he's down a level. Oh god, it's just brutal. I feel like I'm bullying these people. This is not okay for day 3, man. You shouldn't have that much poison. Quick recap. Yeah, the pufferfish is now going off slightly more. It'll become even more of a difference once bandages happens, or I find a source of haste. But for now, just like, did his items do anything? Fight lasted between 12 and 18 seconds. I dealt 116 poison. Shielded for 400, healed for 400. Like, I shielded his damage. I healed his damage. I poisoned far, far more than his damage. Disgusting. I don't think Poison Vanetta is particularly good right now. I will be going Tox Clocks. But it's definitely worth doing when it gets pushed this hard, when the build just lines up this well. I definitely want a fishing rod to start finding additional pearls and jellyfish. When you use an adjacent item, charge this 2 seconds. Haste your other items for 2 seconds. Wait, does Water Wheel's cooldown change with here? It does. No wonder I felt like I've been losing my mind about it so often. So if I put the Water Wheel between the Pearl and the Chum, and they're both hasted, they'll go off in 2 seconds, instantly charging it for 4. What am I dropping if I'm putting Water Wheel on board? I have to get rid of a third item. That third item is actually a little bit difficult. I am just gonna take the fishing rod now. And I'm gonna sell this upgrade hammer to get it to silver. Toss that, because it's good. I dug up rewards card? All right. I think the crit chance is actually my worst item. I'm gonna toss the weak point detector for now, bring crit chance in. We're buying the Water Wheel. It's a massive step up right now. And the adjacency is the only thing that's awkward, because I have leftmost shield, so I can't just swap this entirely. Ideally, I have the Pearl on like this side of it, and then this, and then the Illusoray, but then there's no friend on the other side. The Illusoray is the problem. I think I just settle for having a 5-speed item next to it and lowering my shield output on the Pearl. Like, it lowers the shield output on the Pearl by so much. It's probably better to have a slightly slower item. It's only when you use an adjacent item. It depends on how fast Puffer is, right? It should be pretty fucking fast. And being at Tox Clocks, I am going to spend 4 gold to roll here. No, thank you. We'll get a chance to see how it performs against a monster before we have to settle for a fight. I'll work Docs here. I know I don't care about weapons. I just don't know between tools and shield items, which is more likely. Realistically, if I had an average value calculator, I'd be going entirely off of that. Going to toss that since I got increased value, get the blast doors, and going forward into shops, I want to be increasing the value of things that are not weapons and are not going into the build. Boiler Room Brawler has haste potion, but I mean, I'm just already set up to do good enough with the Water Wheel. I don't think I would take haste potion with, I would if I knew I was getting haste potion and fight Boiler Room Brawler, but because I don't know that, I'm gonna take the guaranteed 2 gold 1 experience. Because I have to find an ammo flask down the line, and with haste potion ammo flask, I can cut the Water Wheel, get an item slot back, and that's better. But that's so far down the line, so speculative. I have to find the ammo flask. I have to get the energy pot. Like, at some point, you're better off just going to Pearl for the energy potion. Also, yeah, the build seems kind of a lot better now. So I think the Pufferfish went off way, way more than the Illusoray, meaning the Illusoray can actually get dropped now when we bring the Chum back in. Yeah, Illusoray is actually weighing us down at this point. That's good. That actually makes the board organization much cleaner. As much as I like plus 30 damage to 1 item, I don't want this to show up in vendors. Am I ever going to have a damaging weapon on my board? Probably not. That's a skip from me. Let's see what silver tier skills we have available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5% cooldown's pretty good. You just have to say yes to that.
You seem lighter.
Can't roll off of that.
Breakthrough.
So if this is worse, I can move it over here, bring this back over. Well, its position doesn't matter, but I can have something much faster next to the water wheel now. And Pufferfish and Pearl are by far my fastest items. Aquatic item, no thanks. I'll just go JJ. I want to get rewards card value.
And sometimes I sell stuff.
Oh. Sell that rewards card option. Start buffing the Illusoray. We'll sell it off next. Does upgrading the water wheel do anything? I'm gonna take the upgrade on water wheel. I don't know that I need it. It might be like super minor and unimportant. I think catfish is unimportant. I can't really imagine I need that. Do I roll? I don't particularly want to liquidate all of this, so I'm not gonna roll. There's not a lot of things I can find that I don't even care about that much. I already have like the core items assembled. I could win on day 10 with this board. I just need upgrades and skills. All right, we're gonna liquidate something, I guess, because I want the +2 poison. Which requires me to liquidate multiple things, unfortunately. That's fine. Going to toss Piranha and Illusoray. Double the value and get 2 more poison. This build's actually getting more fucked up by the day instead of less, which is what I was expecting to happen.
Go ahead. Underestimate.
I thought we'd fall off. We'd start hitting points where I was like, yeah, our board's filled, but it's not filled with great things. This guy is a damage build. He could close out before I do something, but he runs out of steam pretty fast. Rust hit the cannon, which is actually pretty big. Actually, no, there's no other burn. It's not a huge deal, but oh dear. He did not get very much done with that ammo, did he? 1 second. I want to check the recap. How much damage did he deal? I think that if I had done a no shield and a no healing, I'd have still won. I healed for 500, shielded for 1,000, and he dealt 140, 220, 420, 500 damage. I think the 8 and 18 poison probably doesn't do it. I healed and shielded nearly 3 times my life. Actually, that's not true. Exactly twice my life. And I didn't need to do any at all. How many times is Puffer going off in that? 200 poison 10 times? It's an alright build. I'm happy with it. I might want chocolate bars here. I'm definitely going chocolate bars here, actually. Chum Bucket is back. I will start boosting that so that I can keep the weapons for that level up reward. Going chocolate requires me to liquidate. That's the problem. But max health seems like the only thing that matters. I just need to not die instantly. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh, I should have sold the last one too. It's worth 10 max health. What am I doing? Why am I keeping this? Don't look at me. I don't want to talk about it. Medium and large, that's Pufferfish and Water Wheel. On like day 10, I would care, because then potential shipwreck, but that's diamonds, so we're gonna go docks. Going to go shield items. I could have gone Barcoon to sell for 5 extra gold, I suppose. That wouldn't be unreasonable. This is just a mod squad, nothing to think about. I'm still kind of flabbergasted at this build. Like, obviously there are things I want, right? I want to get another pearl. I want to get another jellyfish, and that's going to be accomplished via the fishing rod or upgrade hammers. Although upgrade hammers on silver should be a lot harder to manage. But there's nothing I can really get out of store. The items I want are duplicate items. So while the chump bucket isn't the ideal last item, same with the seashell, they're more than good enough for now. $6 gold for friends. I'm gonna take a silver tier loot item instead of that. Gonna take JJ here.
A friend. I mean, a customer.
I mean, there's not a reason to upgrade him. There's also not a reason not to upgrade him. Well, that's not true. The reason not to upgrade him is called gold. I'm spending 4 gold for 1 point of poison that really doesn't matter. Like, the idea is that I eventually spend 12 gold getting a diamond jellyfish, and then I won't have to see the jellyfish anymore. It's so irrelevant. But I've got the gold. It could matter in a close fight that it deals slightly more poison. Am I so fucking strong that I can put this on my board? Drop the chum bucket, move seaweed to the left side, drop the seashell. 20% crit's a lot of crit. It's about as much as chum's realistically getting in a fight anyway. And then I can keep this for experience for the entire rest of the run as well. Oh, but then the water wheel's not going to be hitting those two to trigger more haste effects. I actually think that would be a mistake. I do not think it would work out well for me. And I think 16 gold for 1 experience per day is probably too steep of a price. I am going to pass on that. It's just the puffer upgrade. That seems so bad. Let's random location with the aerodrome. Small and large at least can hit most of my board. And a shop does give me rewards cards value. I don't think I actually want to roll this shop. There's no large item I care about. Hitting specifically seaweed's pretty good, but it's not a huge deal. I'd rather save gold so I can be rich for Nufu in the future. All right, we're both undefeated Vanessas. Let's see how it goes.
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of storms. You should know, I'm a bit of a legend on Pelago.
Gunner, weapon skills, a lot of them. That is a fearsome 1-weapon Vanessa for day 5. I don't know that I can wall that. It looks like I can wall that. Holy shit, the fact I win this is crazy.
Bring her about! I've got another salvo.
Just not quite fast enough. No source of haste, nothing like that. So we eventually, like as soon as I started going off, I turned the tide after the first rotation, it seems like. Once the water wheel went off, it was over. Which was about, like, maybe 7 seconds in. 2,100 damage, and it ultimately wasn't that close. 300 poison, huh? I mean, I gotta click on aquatic items. It's the whole fucking build.
My favorite air breather.
Well, not those aquatic items. Not those aquatic items either. I don't think Sextant has a place here. Like, theoretically, it could be a way to get rid of a water wheel, but I don't have enough activations on Puffer by far. I can't invest all of my gold into that. Catfish again, huh? Damn shame. Not the right fish. I need jellyfish or pearls. That's useless. Oh wait, emerald? That got buffed. Is there a world where I drop the seashell for emerald?
You ever try taking a nap
I don't think
underwater?
so. 4 poison's a lot, but like making sure the pufferfish is fast enough, having the defensive value, having the crit. I do think emerald's a trap here. I like Cove, but I already have 5 item slots of economy. I'm gonna toss these and pick up Cove. I'm fine with that.
The barnacles. Good as new.
And let's move on. I really don't think there's any room for Sextant here. B1, B2 is useless, burn items are irrelevant, my build is mostly small items. It's the catfish I just sold.
You want something big and ugly? Go see.
Upgrade a silver tier item, which can be Puffer for a bit more poison, or get a silver tier skill. Honestly, I'd probably upgrade the seaweed. Skills are quite good. You can get seaweed elsewhere. None of my upgrades are really that important. It feels seaweed scaling is the biggest one because it can get a lot of value out of various enchants. But my first enchant's going on Puffer anyway, so I am just gonna take the silver tier. I can take guaranteed poison value. I just don't care that much. My poison value is already great, and I can get poison value doing this. I don't know. Like, after the Pufferfish goes off 10 times, sure, it's giving me 10% crit. It's also dealt 200 poison. I'm not sure the crit's the part of that I care about, to be honest. I think that's a roll. That's a roll. And I full whip, it seems. Leftmost item has plus 16% crit chance, which is specifically the one that matters. That actually is an improvement. I would rather start with 16% crit on the only one that matters. I don't think I can beat Lich. When I do anything, I charge its book by 1 second. Its book only has a 4-second cooldown. That's not going to go well. You can tell I haven't played a ton of Poison Vanessa based on the fact I had to check how badly I match up against the Necronomicon. It's the hard counter to this build in a nutshell. Yeah, there's just no shot. The Lich has stuff I really want. Ectoplasm, Soul Ring, and Necronomicon, as well as all of its skills. But there's just no shot that I beat the Lich whatsoever. It's a hard counter build matchup. I'm trying to coat my way out of it and be like, the Seaweed can carry, it's so good. But I'm going to have so much poison on me. So I guess we're fighting the Foreman. And here we're just looking for gold. Mostly we're gonna cry ourselves to sleep about this one. The fact the build that wants the Necronomicon the most cannot beat the Lich is very funny to me. Can anyone beat the Lich? Genuinely, post in the comments if you have builds that beat the Lich, because I don't know I played anything that beats the Lich other than like the most cracked weapon Vanessa builds of all time. Just toss that and get a new one. Fins for shield items, probably. Yeah, definitely.
Food is life. Our bodies are just containers for it.
Ayla's useless burns, useless fights are some of the best possible events. 1 XP is still better than most hours, but I would have much rather the fights. Need to make some room. Only one way to do it. 3-win Dooley, you say?
To dethrone a king.
Dooley can come online very suddenly. The fact he's got 2 losses doesn't mean a lot. He is a burn Dooley, using weapons to scale the burn, presumably. Obsidian power drill. That is horrifying. I don't know that I can live this. Why is this already at 11 burn? The Pearl's gonna do wonders. I actually win this because the Pearl's constantly going off and having the burn. I beat that, huh? It looks like he doesn't want this to be his build. His missing item implies he had to liquidate to get the Obsidian Power Drill. I want to recap. That is an insane board to beat. So the drill's not actually fast yet. It went off 3 times to the 16 times of the Pearl that just completely outshielded what it did to me. The much bigger issue was the tremendous amount of burn from his day 6 Diamond Ignition Core with Immolating Spark. Diamond Ignition Core, Obsidian Power Drill, and we kind of just rolled through it, huh? Fucking hell, what a build. We're a little bit strong, I guess. Seems good to beat something like that. And yeah, I just take plus poison here. What do we get though? 2nd Seaweed. I kind of want to run it over the seashell. For now, I'll just keep it like this, not think about it too hard. Going to keep taking +2 poison on this Pufferfish, though. It is the whole build. Haste and charge, gold tier skills, ammo skills. Definitely not ammo skills. Gold tier skills are good. Haste and charge. It could give me a lot of startup time. If it gives me Aquatic Rush, for instance, I've got to go here because it like focuses down. Just that silver, though.
Long story.
This is actually better. It's 2 haste instead of 1. Yeah, Toxin Injector, let's go.
How thin the barrier really is.
That gets us down to 3.6 immediately and massively speeds up our start time. Do I have a lot of small items? No, I don't have a lot of anything. I have 7, 8 economy items in my stash, which does make me very wealthy, but it's kind of hard to use. I really feel like the fact this doesn't scale and I go off so quickly, I am better with a 2nd copy of Seaweed. Maybe I'm so fast that like I don't even need the chum really. I'll try this during the NPC fight. I'm gonna take a poison item and hope it's small. Cool. Going to toss the cooling fan and get a catfish. There's just nothing I want to buy from Barcoon really, that's the problem. We kill Radiant Corsair no problem. Being a poison build, we're inherently slow and afraid of burst builds. So while Bonk is generally good, the reincarnation skill, what is this? Fiery Rebirth, is by far the best skill in the game for poison builds like us. And there is no shot that we lose this. We have all of the burn, we have scaling, healing, we probably kill him before Sandstorm even gets here at full health. As much as I cannot fight Lich, no build is more equipped to take down the pirate. What else is your name? Radiant Corsair. I knew Burning Pirate wasn't it, but I did have the gist. It looks like Sandstorm will get here, unfortunately. But he's damn close to dead. Dead 1 second after Sandstorm.
I say we join up. Take down some clouds.
Although, embarrassingly enough, I was not at full health at the time. Oh, the way I've got it now, I don't get the crit on my Pufferfish. It's going here. 3 item slots? What am I supposed to do with that? I don't want to drop the shovel because the shovel can just dig up the things I'm looking for anyway. Even though it's not targeting aquatic, it can still hit them. I think I'm going to drop the seashell. I'm just going to sell all 3 of these. The seashell is solid, but it's more awkward because of the crit chance. I like the crit scaling on my board in general. Guess there's no reason to sell it just yet.
If you find it in the sea, that means it's treasure.
It is a net gain to buy the silver ambergris and juggle other small silver items.
I'm sure you sailors know how to use that.
Toss this, upgrade a seaweed, I guess.
Belongs to a great sea king.
Upgrading the cove doesn't matter.
Probably.
I could theoretically spend 36 gold to eventually double the value it gains, but like at some point, that's not an economy item, it's a trick. Silver tier weapon, no thank you, I'll take my loot. Gross. I'm gonna sell, no, I'm gonna go to Quicksell. Chocolate bars are nice, but Quicksell has upgrades for my build. Although, not these. I am not going to upgrade the shovel. Unlocking gold items makes finding a pearl or jellyfish less likely. I don't care what tier they're at, they're functional items. They need to be next to an aquatic item to gain haste, or on my board to get charged by aquatic items. I don't care what they do, I just want them to go fast. So the shovel making that less likely is actually a net loss.
That's fine, don't care.
I need to sell one thing. They are also undefeated.
My fight isn't with you, but if you insist, go ahead.
I still feel like an absolute menace. They have Petrifying Gaze, which is very badly poised against poison builds. They have a lot of Opening Burst, which is the thing I'm afraid of. No, we're just fine. I thought we were just fine. Oh no!
You fall.
Oh my god, I scaled poison so quickly that I actually interrupted myself from healing and couldn't save my own life. Oh, that's wild. Just got by Petrifying Gaze. I ran the numbers, and honestly, if anything, his crits are a little below average. It's just a really strong build. Anyway, I'm gonna blame his port for giving him energy potion when my fishing rod cannot find pearl to save its life. Or my life, rather. Which seems to be continuing. Rough. I guess I'm going to take the chance at upgrading this. I don't really think anything else at middle can matter to me.
Every item finds its buyer. It's a relationship, you know?
Bazaar for experience, just too good. Gotta click it. There are so few experience events left in the game that you gotta take them when you have the chance. Dr. Vortex should be no problem. I don't think I care about those other 2 options. I should have looked them up. I know they're vaguely poison themed, but I think of them as being such shit enemies that I just assume their items must also be shit and irrelevant to my build. Why is his health not moving? Was that just stopped clock syndrome? I felt like his health stayed at the same number for a very long time. I'm not even gonna check recap, it doesn't matter. Oh. Well, currently I only poison and haste, but I do both of those things pretty quickly. Freeze and slow I would like to pick up. Burn's only gonna happen randomly if I enchant it by chance. 50% more puffer is a solid enough effect, but it's not what we're doing. That's one of the weaker effects I can hit on this guy. Is that turbo? That looks like a turbo puffer to me. That makes the water wheel pretty removable very soon. But I need to have things that actually replace it and are good. I don't have the crit chance for a sextant to be the way I go about it yet, but suddenly we're looking at removing that very, very soon. That is insane. That is a third start of combat haste. And since it will start hasted guaranteed, it will go off 0.8 seconds into the fight, hasting something, starting by poison, and getting this water wheel going faster. It'll actually haste 2 things, which means it'll be back down to 3.6 immediately. Yeah, we take Oceanic Rush here every time. All right, I'm happy to keep buying more skills. What do you have for me? Hull. Petrifying Gaze, also quite good. I've won a previous fight with that. Left and rightmost items have their cooldowns reduced. Quick math, what is 7.6 times 0.85? It'll drop down to 6.5 seconds. Which is not infinite, but it's pretty goddamn close. I'd have to put it on an edge of my board. The issue with that is if I move it to the right edge of my board, it doesn't have the cooldown. If I move it to the left edge of my board, it's either not next to the jellyfish or not next to the water wheel. Have to pick one. Petrifying Gaze is still very good. It interrupts builds that would be trying to burst me down like I'd have won the previous fight if I had Petrifying Gaze. It also costs 30 gold less. I don't know how to fix my board right now with water wheel if I take this. But it's also 15% CDR, so I should really think about taking this before I take Petrifying Gaze. I don't think there's a way for me to make my board better with Vengeance. I think just having the money and taking Petrifying Gaze is better. I give up trying to make Vengeance work. I've got the inventory space I need. I can go into the fight. And honestly, I'm shocked I lost the last fight. Even for day 7, I feel incredibly strong. And with the Turbo Enchant, I feel unstoppable. And Aquatic Rush, that's just as important. Like, we should get started almost instantly now. That is one hell of a submarine, but the shielding won't matter. Yeah, these seaweeds are going off every 3.45 seconds or so. I do kind of wish I had just straight up shielding. My total life bar feels kind of low. Got up to 700 poison before he finally went down. Scaled up to 70% crit over the course of that. The restorative crow's nest does make me pretty sad for him. So looking at this, yeah, if I have anything other than the pufferfish next to this guy, it just doesn't work well. Yeah, there's just nothing close to the pufferfish to put next to the jellyfish. I don't know. I'm looking at this. I desperately wish I had found a way to go to drop water wheel and go for the 15% CDR skill, but I just couldn't figure it out. Chocolate bars. I do care about my max health quite a lot. Stop giving me chum buckets, dear God. Maybe I'm willing to drop Cove. I don't want to drop Cove. Not when I'm going to get chocolate bars. No, I just go JJ and take item upgrades. It's fine. I do like Spyglass a lot as a counter-tech item, but I don't think there's any room for it here. Well, I did it. I spent 12 gold and got you a diamond, so I won't have to look at you anymore. If I get Diamond Fangs, it lowers his cooldown. It does do something, but it doesn't do a lot. B1 and B2 are exactly as useless as I thought they would be. I don't think Orion can sell me anything I care about. If he has like a diamond sextant, we have something to talk about. How much CDR do I need? A lot. I'd have to go down to 4 seconds. He's only triggering 2 haste on use. So that's just not going to happen, period, then. So no star chart for me. Again, I don't really want to go up higher. Oh, is that true? Are there actually any gold items starting at Aquatic? Oh no, I will take the fishing rod. There are no items that are small aquatic items for Vanessa that start at gold tier. Roaming Isle, please. Don't even need to think about it. When you heal, charge a shield item, just gets me a faster pearl. Both of these give me better seaweeds, not much. I don't think the seaweed can drop because it only looks at my highest tier seaweed. So we have Clamra, Jellyfish is blocked, Catfish. Honestly, these aren't that insane. I thought they were better. Short Up is by far the best, but it's still just charging a Pearl.
It's over already.
Oh, it can drop the Silver Sea. I'm really confused. I didn't think it could. The reason I thought this wouldn't work and I couldn't get a seaweed from him is because in the previous patch, when B1 and B2 were an upgrade shop and they duplicated your items, I've gone to them with only 2 unupgraded items left, and one of them was a gold yo-yo. But I had a diamond yo-yo in my inventory, and they didn't give me a yo-yo. They just gave me a single item. So I just assumed that you... Alright, it's not blocked. Weird. That must have been a weird glitch with the unique way B1, B2 were programmed to duplicate your inventory. Haste and Charge is generally good, but I have, like, most of the stuff I want from that. I can still find upgrades for Oceanic Rush and Toxin Injectors, though, which give me more starting haste and more starting charge. What are Vanessa skills that I actually care about? Let me look at this. Alright, I'm done looking. Barnacle Crusted is a Vanessa skill.
Look what the tide washed in.
So I can get another starting haste. Oceanic Rush is genuinely good. And Execrable is not that great. It'll be a little bit of crit over the course of the rest of the run. I think I roll for Barnacle Crusted, which is just % cooldown reduction to aquatic items. It's just straight up a 3 out of 13 chance to hit it, and basically all the other skills suck. The reason I'm here is for Oceanic Rush or Barnacle Encrusted. This gives me 1 more start of combat charge, but it's not like it's going to massively speed up my start. I'm rolling for Barnacles and getting nothing. It was very likely I got nothing, but I had to try it. Yeah, all of these do literally nothing and make my build worse.
Fine, good. Now leave me alone.
Slow items can always be with the items I currently have enchanted with slow. It's very unlikely, though. I'm just going to take temp health to maximize my chance of not getting bursted down. That's not what I want. That's not temp health. I was thinking of Finn's Big Bite where the heal item did something for me. I don't generate shield very much. If he randomly crits, it just kills me. I don't have a say in the matter. I don't think I come remotely close to killing with poison before then. Definitely not, because he has Desperate Cleanse. So there is a 20% chance to die, since this deals 66% of my life in damage. Wonderful. Cool. 4 out of 5 times I kill that guy. That fucking blows. Legend Dooley. I don't know why I'm in my inventory. I'm acting like I have anything I can change.
You should know, I'm a bit of a legend on Pelago.
I think it might have been right to take the Aquatic Rush upgrade as opposed to, or Oceanic Rush rather, as opposed to rolling for Barnacles. That's a lot of batteries and Isochoric Freezers, but you don't actually seem to do very much. What am I missing? Like, it hits for 800, and that's a lot, but it's not going off non-stop or anything. It is healing for 800 as well, but it's not scaling. So I should just win, unless there's like a very bad string of luck with the freezers. Also, those had a lot of ammo, apparently. They getting reloaded by something? Nah, Gunner. I would like to thank Seaweed for keeping me healthy. Got up to 1,000 poison this time. Very cool build. I like the double battery of the Iceberg Freezer. I'm glad to see Railgun still doing work. That felt like it was actually pretty strong, despite the fact I won. I feel like losing to this build does not indicate your build is weak at all. I'm shocked I have a loss. We go Curio. Oh my fucking god, we did it. Is it even right? Now that I have it, I'm like still looking at the water wheel. Like, this can go in, and now it is permanently hasting itself, basically, right? It haste 1, triggers both of these. That's almost enough on its own. The rest of my board surely does it. But, like, where's the water wheel going? Because currently the water wheel is definitely still the best thing we can do. And that is very much the issue. I'm genuinely not even sure this jellyfish is the right call. That is a surprise to me. And I'm very sad to hear it. I feel like people more well acquainted with poison builds know exactly what to do with that jellyfish and aren't just like feeling stuck with water wheel right now. Anyway, let's hit Curio.
You need. Just a matter of finding it.
I don't have any slow. I would love to have slow, but I don't.
Warms my rusty circuits to see that find on.
Care enough about max health that I'll take that. The rest of that does nothing for me.
Everything.
Is this crit chance? No, it's the other one. Crane spider's nice though.
Your part to clean up the bazaar.
It's open for wings. I'll take the poison. Definitely fence. I care about max health more than almost anything else.
Literally.
Do I go 20 health for these or 10 shield for the pearl? Surely 40 has to be worth more than 10. I know the pearl's faster, but it can't be that much faster, right? Surely. 6 gold versus gold tier loot. Tough choice. Very happy with that. Down to 7.2. Can't beat Void Golem. I'm going to quickly check Trash Titan and Alchemist, make sure they don't have anything I care about. Yeah, there's nothing going on here, really. If I fight Trash Titan, I get better. I get the possibility of getting better at charging Water Wheel by picking up Juggler. If I do hit specifically Juggler, I'll feel good about putting the other Jellyfish in because I just won't have to worry about charging the Water Wheel anymore. And that would be insane. If I hit Ectoplasm, it's pretty damn slow. I don't know that I would run an Ectoplasm here.
Pathetic.
Well, I don't have to think about it anyway. I'm definitely not running Hemlock. Bazaar Con without even thinking about it. Give me that XP. B1 and B2 are back. Let's try to find some upgrades off Andy, I guess.
The finer the meal.
No, there's no point in looking at Lucer Ray. What am I doing?
Ugh, window shoppers.
Let's clear some inventory space and then get into our fight with this Vanessa. I'm going to toss the ambergris. I want to hold on to this jellyfish for potential board changes down the line. They are also at 8 wins. They lost much earlier than me, but I mean, who doesn't lose to the guy that killed me? That board was a menace.
Not to squabble with nobodies. Go ahead, underestimate me.
Diamond inexorable. It's not actually doing very much. He got it recently. I'm sorry, Big Fang? It's very fast, apparently. Why is it this? Oh, it's gonna be skills that charge.
Land legs make you
Oh, that'll kill me. What was causing it to insta-trigger? There's no diamond fangs. Why is it that fast? Diamond silent, shiny silencer, giving it 80% CDR. I don't know. No, that's not right. It's being added correctly. His base is not 55. It's at 55% CDR, which is part of why it's that fast. And then it's permanently hasted, so it should be down to 1 second, which I believe is the floor. You can't go under that. Crit chance is only 24. Why did you deal 4,100? Is crit scaling in combat? Oh, when you heal, charge a poison item. But that's not that big of a deal, because it's just like these two things healing. This is Midnight Editing, Nick. I finally figured out why this build is so strong. I gave up when I was playing, because I was kind of tilting about this build. Obviously, the Shiny Silencer is part of it, but it shouldn't be going off like 12 times in 5 seconds, and this charging off the heal items that only went off once would get it 2 more uses, but that still wouldn't get it anywhere near 12 uses. I had no idea why it was so fast. The reason this build works is because he has the skill from the Pickle Punk on day 2, where using a small item heals you, then because this is poisonous, and a small item heals you, it charges 1 second on the Fang, so every single one of his items basically triggers the Fang to go off, scaling it off the cloak, and then several of his items actually heal, triggering it a second time. And that's all actually happening because the Shiny Silencer is giving him so much cooldown reduction. Sick build, incredible high roll, wildly inconsistent. I doubt I'll ever see something like this again, and that's kind of the beauty of the Bazaar. Anyway, on with the show. Enchants just don't really individually matter much. I'm going Ordland looking for relevant shit. Not actually relevant, have enough gold, gonna roll that. More starting haste, you say. When you crit, your poison items gain poison. Captain Shards is irrelevant. When this goes off, I am permanently going off. I can get a start haste, or I can... I've already got enough to start the puffer at the beginning of combat. I guess I take improvised poison. It'll be better later if I get better crit scaling. For now, it's what I've got. That's it. I don't have an alternative skill that matters. is this an Iceberg angle? I'm scared of one weapon builds that intend to spam themselves. I've got the possibility of like turning this into an Iceberg and putting another jellyfish down. But a jellyfish on the other side of Pufferfish means it doesn't get the plus, what is it, 6 poison, which is kind of a big deal. Once again, no pearls, no jellyfish, nothing to really think about. I want this to be an Iceberg angle. I want Iceberg to hit the build. It gives me a trigger on Neophiliac as well, and Neophiliac will no longer be able to charge the water wheel, which is useless for me. God damn it, I'm going to try. I don't know that it's right, because it requires me basically to do this, to drop a seaweed. I'm going to toss the fishing rod. I'm going to stop trying to fish up alternatives. I don't think a new pearl would even affect the build at this point. And I am going to get this Iceberg and see how I feel about it. I will roll. If I get something that upgrades, I will cash in the cove.
I get it.
And yes, this does mean the pufferfish is individually less poison. I wish that wasn't the case. But it should also severely disrupt any opponent. Like, I win the previous board, or the previous match with this board. Upgrade an item. Just puffer for poison, I guess.
Let's get those dents hammered out. Ooh, the keener the blade.
We're back up to almost the same poison we previously had. Yeah, let's test it against Lord Arkan. This should be fast enough to pretty much nearly full haste my own board, I would think. It is not full hasting my own board, even a little bit. That is a gross exaggeration. This is decidedly and significantly weaker. Yeah, that's what I thought would happen. That literally doesn't matter. Recovering 5 prestige is cool, but not for this build. I think I go Adira over poison skills. Let me check poison skills before I make a stupid decision. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not seeing poison skills I care about. I'm just gonna go diamond skills here.
If you know you are the best, is not humility a deception?
Getting net launcher when I switch back to water wheel, because I feel like I have to switch back to water wheel here. Like, I think the Iceberg doesn't work. I think I switch back to this. And then getting net launcher gives me pretty meaningful disruption, to be honest. But, like, can you do better than this? And also, this doesn't help if I switch to Iceberg. There are better things like starting shield, any cleanse effect. There are so many good diamond skills. These aren't them. I mean, I guess I'm going to scale up my crit chance on a piece of seaweed. I would rather net launcher, but I'm trying to win 2 more days.
Tomorrow, that is.
Yeah, we go Pearl here. See if we can find anything crazy. I just want to take a shitload of gold. I'm not going to that many stores, to be honest. No. Nope. Still nothing. Pearl could give me, like, shipwreck. Or 3 random small items that could even be pearls and jellyfish. And I'm running out of money. So I'll take it.
That belongs in a museum. But I guess you can keep it.
Huh. First, let's toss this. Does Matchbox do shit here? When you use a non-weapon item, charge this 1 second. Sure, it's not aquatic, but water wheel doesn't care about aquatic. So this is going to get charged constantly by the pufferfish. It won't be scaling crit on seaweed, unfortunately. I don't know that I care about this, because otherwise I don't interact with shield at all. This is a lot of meaningful scaling on the seaweed, which is my other candidate for that obsidian enchant. Matchbox would just be very, very fast. What I'm looking at is like bring Matchbox in here, swap this, move that over, bring jellyfish in. And like if Matchbox Obsidian here, it'll be fast enough to have the water wheel just be incredible anyway. I don't need the pufferfish next to it anymore. And then I have an Obsidian Matchbox dealing a shitload of burn and damage to get through shields, but if they have shields, I previously didn't care. If they don't have shields, then this is incredibly strong though. And the counter option is you leave this in, you leave that in, you bring this over, and you just put obsidian on this. It scales up, it deals damage, it has crit chance, it'll hit like a truck. I guess you can go in the pile of really cool shit that's not making it into the build, huh? Basically most of my items at this point. Yeah, I'm just going to obsidian enchant the seaweed. I don't think I have any reason to go for the matchbox. I think this is just the intuitive good thing. Five win Dooley on his last legs. I mean, he's got his death enchant, so I'm a little bit scared, but I think we're fine. Toss this. I'm only digging up one item, so I don't need to sell the others. Sadly, Arkan's ring is too little too late if I lose now. But if I win and get it again tomorrow, it might actually allow me to die. Less health than me, deadly force field, decent starting shield, and I don't deal damage to shield or disrupt his build. I believe that. Oh wait, I deal damage to shield now. Seaweed, get him. Seaweed, please continue getting him. This isn't great. We survived the initial shield. It looks like his actual shield generation's a bit shit, so we do get him. Obsidian on the seaweed is probably the reason I survived. It went off after the freeze, and if the seaweed hadn't been chunking him, how much would it have hit for? Like, I can just check recap. Assuming the fight ended at the same time, which isn't true, the seaweed made me get hit for 2,000 less on that last hit, which probably was a crit for 4,000. Yeah, Obsidian Enchant on Seaweed objectively won that fight. Thank you, Seaweed. That was previously a counter matchup. What did we dig up? We have dug up a laser pistol. Sick. Spare change, chocolate bars, items. I'm going items. I want to upgrade the Seaweed.
Profit 10.
Pesky Pete has nothing for me. Going to make sure to put this all the way to the left because I think it upgrades left to right. If it upgrades the other seaweed, I'm going to be heartbroken.
Now, if that doesn't work out for you,
perfect.
Come back for a refund.
Three diamond chocolate bars. There's only 2 days left. Why settle for, I think it's 150 health, when I could get substantially more? I believe it's 10%, 500. Yeah, I'm gonna just, I'm torn. I don't think temp health will be the difference in winning or losing today, so I'm gonna take the permanent option. Against Lord of the Waste, I actually would take foreboding wins. I think that generally speaking, one, because I have the scaling seaweeds, I'm happy to scale up our crit chances against my opponent, but two, a lot of powerful late game builds have 100% crit chance already. This is benefiting me about as much as it possibly could. So this is probably a great build for foreboding wins. Or just a good build to sell a magic carpet on. So like I was saying, gold tier loot item. 3 monster loot, huh? Oh. I mean, I am going to put the buff on the matchbox, not that it will matter. And take our free monster loot. There's a lot of good things we can hit here. So obviously extract is great. The wing is not actually that big of a deal at only 3. +2 burn on a matchbox is pretty big, but we're not going to pursue that path. That is madness. What can middle give me? Nothing, literally nothing. I'm taking a slow item because the other options are blank. All right, this is a pretty damn strong poison build. I was kind of hoping to get out of Water Wheel and find some other way to haste, but we're just locked in, it feels. Never found a way to use this jellyfish. Don't think Iceberg hits the build ever. It's just, I need this for the haste. I don't have another way of getting the haste, and I guess I was illusional thinking I could. Matchbox is cool. Don't see any way it could ever happen. Maybe I'll die and something interesting will happen, but it looks like this is it. It is a 7-win Vanessa. To me, that implies their damage is not going to be high enough to bring me down, and I can't imagine I'd lose in a scaling match. Toxic double barrel. I'm not seeing the instant charge skills. Yeah, that double barrel is going at fair, insane speeds. No, it actually still hurts like hell. I underestimated the raw damage of it by quite a lot, it seems. 231 final, too. That's just the number it started at. It didn't, like, scale up and blow me away. It is down to 2-second cooldown, which is a bit faster than I expected. But no, I just underestimated how much damage that is. 800 damage every second, and I just can't survive it seems. If I had run Iceberg, I'd probably have still lost, because I just wouldn't be full hasted on my board. This wouldn't be going off. Yeah, okay. I did not realize how weak I am to that one weapon build. Even a kind of weak one just blows me out. What does Soraka Step do on an Iceberg? When your enemy uses an item haste for 3 seconds. Water wheel, get the fuck out. I have found the hype. Why use my items to trigger a water wheel when I can use their items to trigger a water wheel?
My people need.
I don't even care if it's right. I just want this to happen. I'm selling this immediately. I'm not looking back. I want chocolate bars at the highest tier I can afford. And I'm glad I took permanent health yesterday, because there was no way I was winning that, apparently. It doesn't exactly crit, though. Definitely rolling here. 3 more poisons, 3 more poison.
I sense much uncertainty.
Also, chocolate bars before I mess something up. And we can see how this works exactly against Veteran Octopus, who has no shortage of item activations to show me how this feels. Yeah, the jellyfish still starts off decently fast. Presumably a real opponent would have done something by now to start triggering haste and keep me going. So obviously it's worse at generating poison. It seems a lot better at disrupting builds. The octopus basically stopped playing the game, and that's with all of its items multicasting simultaneously, which is like the worst way for an iceberg to try to trigger. I don't think an upgrade matters anymore. I definitely want a gold tier skill.
I do not teach. I help you discover for yourself.
Haste burn items, huh? Don't really do that. Don't have weapons. Don't have weapons. I mean, I could get start of combat haste on the matchbox, which would then trigger Neophiliac, but the matchbox would also then be fucking irrelevant to my interest. Like, what am I cutting for it that is not insane? Man, I have had some rough skills. Rear shielding on the pearl's not actually that bad. I forgot I had the pearl. I thought that was the one I already had, and I was just getting 10. I guess I take gumballs here. I could find a shield enchant on seaweed, chum, or pearl. Yeah, it's gotta be gumballs. There's no reason to keep faffing about with it. Just sell this and go. There was a point in time where I was sure this run was going to go Diamond Victory, and now we're at the edge of Death's Door, huh? We're definitely spending all of our gold rolling here because this is the last shop. This run is incapable of going longer than this, so I just sell all of this now, and I roll fucking greedily. Pole could theoretically have Shipwreck. And realistically, Shipwreck is better. What is the odds of Pole having Shipwreck? Assuming that diamond items are just as likely as any other rarity, which is not true, it is 6 out of 16. I'm rolling until I hit an enchant. That is not an enchant, that is a vendor. Feather is big, wing is big, toxin is big. Experience actually isn't relevant because I will be using it before the fight and the level up won't go through. I've got 57 gold left to roll with, give me an enchant. Maybe I should have taken that. There we go, Nufu, skills. 10 regen, when you freeze haste. Oh, the first time, not when. Well, that's a lot worse. Hotspots would allow me to trigger Neophiliac. I don't have any other skills that care about it. Don't think that's good enough. The first time I go below half health, slow everything for 2 seconds. I mean, it's already frozen for 1. I don't have a third poison item. I guess I'm taking stop.
Borrow more gold from town.
I rolled down exactly enough that with Nufu's reroll, I cannot afford stop that. I don't even think either of these do anything, but I'll take this to diamond just on principle, I suppose. All right, it's another Vanessa. They're winning later than I am on the account of the fact that they're still here with less wins than me. But if they're a one-weapon build, I've made a massive crippling blow to myself to stop them. If they're a Pufferfish build, the Iceberg should really fuck them up and basically counter, like, become whatever haste they have over me. Okay, Toxic Double Barrel. We've been over this. But now when it goes off, which it has no accelerated startup time for, apparently, it just instantly freezes. I have tons of time to deal with it. Iceberg might not be the reason I would win this. I honestly think it is. We're getting 2 seconds freeze every time the shotgun goes off. And based on how one-sided that last run was that had almost nothing, this one having flurry of blows and alacrity, I think he just oh no, it's not even close. If I came in here with Water Wheel, I lose that fight 100%. The first 5 times you crit, charge 1 second. The first 4 times you use a weapon, charge 1 second. When your enemy falls below half health, reduce your item's cooldown by 50%. This is a 2.2 second cooldown. Every time it goes off, it charges itself for 2 seconds. So after 2.2 seconds, it goes off 6 consecutive times, multicast 2 for 12. That takes so long that with haste, it goes off again. It goes off 14 consecutive times, which probably just kills me. But if I am alive, my whole board is frozen. And on top of that, it goes down to a 1.1 second cooldown and then floors out with haste at 1 second. This is honestly not the biggest part of the build. Iceberg is the reason I won entirely. You know what? I don't even know if it was right, but we got 10 wins for it. I'm glad that I recognized Iceberg as countering the meta and went for it. Good job, Turbo Iceberg. I don't think the turbo part actually mattered at all here. But yeah, that is so satisfying to lose to the same build, but massively worse yesterday, put in the Iceberg, and then crush this guy today. Oh, holy shit. Good run. I will say, I feel a lot more comfortable piloting a weapon, Vanessa, but if you're gonna give me so much incentive to run poison, Vanessa, the build still works. It's not in a terrible state. And also, getting Obsidian and chance to actually do something on the build now does improve your late game in a meaningful way. I mean, I don't even know what the meaningful part of this build is. Most of Poison's so bog standard that I don't even know like how to talk about it, right? Like, you use Pufferfish to generate haste, and then find other sources of haste to make the guy infinite. In this case, he triggers 4 seconds of charge on himself between Turbo and Jellyfish, and then you find the rest from your board. I've been using Water Wheel to haste my whole board all run, but this is enough that it's still just very fast, good poison. And using Turbo Iceberg to haste my board with my enemy's board and interrupt them in the process is just such a sick idea. Also, it counters the meta. Just any Iceberg is good right now. And then we have a ton of stuff happening in the background. We have Poison scaling with improvised poison. We have the Opheliac to get us off the ground faster. Massive startup time with Oceanic Rush and Toxin Injector to get the Turbo Pufferfish triggered instantly at combat start. Big crit chance on a pretty rapidly scaling Obsidian Seaweed. We also just have like a collection of good skills. Tiny Dancer, 102 shield from rear shielding and frontal shielding on this Pearl. We have Hard Shell and Petrifying Gaze to try to stop the aggro builds, and a Rust at the start of combat. Like, Rust, Hard Shell, Petrifying Gaze, Iceberg. I am just here to not die to shotgun. It's what that set of skills and abilities say. I like winning with Iceberg. I feel very clever. I know it's not actually that clever, but goddamn does it feel good. If you made it this far, then thank you for your time. If you haven't already, if you want more content like this, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. And while you're down there, if you could leave a like, it really does boost up the channel and the algorithm. I really do appreciate it. Anyway, that's enough shilling. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you all in the next one.